I hold my tongue a lot. I've been holding my tongue a lot, but there's only so much I could turn around and actually take. I have the utmost respect for you, but I just find it a bit offensive.
Now you've challenged me. Be very careful.
Next time I won't bring it up, you can deal with the consequences. He's got an ego. My heart was beating, I was angry.
The last thing I want is a war with anybody in my kitchen.
Now only 9 remain.
Who pinned the man down?
What happened?
And there's 100 people to feed.
Tonight we've got 100 books.
Oh my God!
Just went through the roof. Don't know what was going on.
Please stop sending me raw food.
Almost the worst experience of my life.
It's just another day in Hell's Kitchen.
Tonight, you choose who is next to go. Welcome to Hell's Kitchen, where the good news is that 4 days in, Marco Pierre White has finally stopped throwing out the diners. The bad news is that he started throwing out the chefs. The full story on Lee Ryan's dramatic departure will literally unfold in the course of the programme. But let's start at the very beginning, and the morning cooking contest meant Marco had to choose who to put in charge of the teams. And for reasons of clinical insanity, he opted for Rosie and Jim. Not the children's puppets, although as things turned out, they probably have made a better job of it. This led to what our lawyers have asked us to refer to as a mild altercation, which, as you'll see, is actually an all-out slanging match.
Right. Now, this morning, I'm going to leave it all to you.
Oh, brilliant.
And I want you to cook me a dish, all of you, and you've got half an hour. So what I would recommend is you have one team captain, so it's not confusing.
You want to choose one? You choose a team captain?
OK, I'll tell you what I'll do. Jim and Rosie, team captains.
We had to choose the captains, and I instantly took the decision that Marco should make that decision, and he instantly picked me.
I'll see you in half an hour. You've got half an hour. Thank you very much.
Each team must produce one dish, selecting from a variety of ingredients.
Well, we've got to make a sauce, haven't we?
Here we go. Shall I some mushrooms? I'll make the sauce. I'll do the sauce. Right. I'm going to do the sauce.
Within 2 minutes, we had dissent and acrimony between Lee and Jim.
What are you cooking? Are you cooking the salt or the beef? It does matter. Why
Lee, you want to do it, you do it. All right? I'm captain, you do what I want.
What?
OK, you don't do what I want. I'm the captain. You want to be captain, do it.
Well, I'm trying to do it. Who are you talking to? Jim, who are you talking to, mate?
I'm talking to you, Lee.
No, don't talk to me like that. Do me a favour, do not talk to me like that.
Lee,
right?
OK. Lee,
good, thank you. Let's get that clear for one.
Leave it then, leave it. You just carry on, Lee, and do what you want.
No, just don't delegate like a twat.
We're on the one team, come on, guys. Jim probably was right, but then Jim can be a bit sort of dictatorial at times and a little bit sort of pushy. You know, there's a narrow line between being sort of a motivator and then pissing people off, and I think he pissed off Lee.
Agree, everyone?
Yeah.
I don't agree, no.
You don't agree, well, what do you agree on then?
Well, I don't agree, but if you've decided that's the way you're going to do it, and then I'll decide if we put it on our dish.
Oh, come on, for sake,
What's up with you now?
All right, let's get on with it then. Well, someone's got to make a decision.
What are we going to do? One or the other?
Everyone agree. You said no, and then you say, I'll decide whether I put it on my dish.
All right, let's do it.
What's the matter with you, man?
Come on, guys.
Calm down.
What's the matter with me? I thought I was the captain, that was the matter. Maybe I heard wrong.
Don't let it go to your head, mate.
Well, where else is it going to go to?
Well, up your arse, obviously.
Thanks very much, Lee. Very adult.
I think there's leaders and there's people that know how to lead, and there's a certain way that you can talk to someone and still get results.
What's the dish called, Jim, team captain?
It's my old veal in Lee's sauce.
In Lee's sauce?
Yes. We didn't have time to rest it as long as I would
that's
like.
fine. quite spicy.
Yeah.
And how'd you make your sauce, Jim?
I didn't leave made it.
He made the sauce.
I made it with pretty much the same principle of what you did yesterday with the cayenne pepper, but I added Dijon mustard and the cracked coriander seed.
I think it's the wrong sauce for that veal with the Worcester sauce. It's too strong. With beef, fine, but not with veal. Are you pleased with the dish?
No.
Sweetness.
We all had different ideas, Marco, to be fair.
But you should have whipped them in the shape. You were
I
ringmaster.
didn't have the power to do it, Marco.
You did, you
I
did. You
not,
just got to
no,
find
it's
it
not
within
worth it.
yourself.
It's really not worth falling out.
How do you work as a team?
Terrible.
We had touch of anarchy.
I decided that arguing with Lee about the fact that I had to change his sauce and what to do with it wasn't productive, so the best thing is to let it go. If we had 2 hours to do it, we'd argue.
Now, this is interesting, isn't it? What's it called again?
Rosie's bird.
Chicken with a lemon and mushroom sauce.
Well, if I came round for lunch to your house, I would eat it through respect. And I would be very graceful and I would say delicious. But it doesn't do anything for me. Do I like it? Chicken with a bit of lemon, like they do in Spain? Love it. Do I like chicken with a few mushrooms? Love it. Do I like them together? Not really. I've got to say the boys have won.
Well done.
Well done.
Not being critical. I'm not here to criticise you. I'm just here to be honest and give you my honest opinion. OK, boys, let's clear down. We've got a busy day in front of us. Thank you very much. Well done, boys and girls.
Don't worry, boy.
Heat at the moment.
Yeah, that's all
Passion.
it is.
But see, once you'd committed yourself to do that, there was no turning back for you, really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Tried to say sorry to Jim afterwards. I think we had that sort of, without saying it, but we had a mutual understanding that it was cool.
Well done, guys.
Well done, you.
Well, no, that was a pretty rotten effort on all of our behalves, really. But that's how it goes. I didn't think we fell out, really. He come up and apologised, and I gave him a little hug and said, forget about it. And that's it. I've forgotten all about it.
I thought it was going to kick off there, did you?
Impetuous you.
I just think he was rude. He shouldn't have said just because he was in charge. Just means he's got to be rude to people. Just put his up behind his arms. Yeah, I agree with you.
Cheers, bro.
The head, too.
Although there's a flap, we've been working so hard with prep.
See, prep's the key.
Say again?
Prep's the key.
Oh, yeah, of course it is.
It is, 100%. I built the team right, didn't I?
Well, it's to be seen now after this morning's escapade.
Well, this morning there was a little bit of
Wasn't
rebellion.
good. He decided he wanted to make the side. I said, I don't want you to do it like that. You talking to? I do it the way I want. I said, oh, okay. I said, but you're not doing it correctly. And then he said, well, I'm doing it like this, and I want to add this and that. And he said, I'll give it to you. And I said, well, give it to me, and then I'll decide whether I'm going to put it on the meat or not. Who do you think you are? I said, I thought I was the captain.
What would you have done?
And I'd have listened to my captain. That's what I would have done.
Yeah.
So Brian thinks Jim's rude, Jim thinks Lee's out of order, Barry thinks Jim's dictatorial, and Paul hasn't actually spoken in the last 4 days as far as I'm aware. But all this was just the start of it. Later, Lee would lock horns with Marco and ultimately leave. The rest of that story is all coming up later on tonight with Trevor McDonald. But remember, amid all this, tragically, another one of our stars will have to leave tonight. The phone lines are open, so get calling to save your favourite, because the two teams are forgotten, as it's every man for himself. Starting with the Blues. To keep Barry in the fight, call 0901 6161 001. To extend the life of Brian, call 0901 6161 002. If you don't want Captain Jim to boldly go, end with 003. Or if Paul's your man, call 005. As for the ladies in red, keep Abigail in the party by calling 0901 6161 006. If Adele is your chosen one, end with 007. For Annika, end with 008. Keep Kelly as a woman in red by ending with 009. And if you don't want to boycott Rosie, call 010 for her. Calls cost 35 pence from the BT landline. Mobile and other networks may be higher. Lines close later tonight, and votes received after that time will not be counted but may still be charged. Welcome back. So, still to come on Hell's Kitchen, more Hell's Kitchen. Coming up, Lee takes on Marco.
I'm not going to apologise to actually ask.
I will deal with you in my own time.
And the celebrities are taken by surprise.
Who's got a man down?
What happened? Lee's gone.
Welcome back to Hell's Kitchen, the restaurant that's already being mentioned in the same breath as Michelin, insofar as the veal tastes like rubber. So, as you may have seen earlier, Lee's day had begun in a row with Jim Davidson. But Lee had bigger fish to fry, and they don't come much bigger than Marco. Lee had issues with Marco's use of a controversial term during the previous evening. Lee Ryan picks up the story.
You know, I hold my tongue a lot. I've been holding my tongue a lot. But there's only so much I could turn around and actually take.
I don't think it was a Pikey's picnic tonight.
No.
But anyway.
I weren't really that impressed by that that terminology, because it is quite racist. He said it twice now, and you know, I'll hold my tongue for a couple of times and then I'll say something. I don't know how he'd respond to me putting him in line about that, but I'm sure we'll see.
I'm walking through the kitchen and Lee says, "Marco, can I have a word with you?" I said, "Of course, Lee." And so I go inside expecting Lee to talk about the situation which had happened with Jim Davidson.
I have the utmost respect for you and totally, you know, respect everything that we're doing in this kitchen. But there was just one thing, like when we get back the results every night, and I just find it a bit offensive when you say about the Pikey's picnic thing. Because I have a lot of friends who are travellers and stuff like this, and I know they don't like being called Pikeys, and I just wondered if you could take that into consideration and not say it, please.
What's wrong with being a Pikey?
Just the term Pikey. It's not a nice way to say it, but I know my friends don't like being called Pikeys. It's a derogatory term to being a traveller or a gypsy Roman.
I was a bit tilted off balance. But what I wanted to deal with first was the issue of this morning and get that out of the way to get discipline back on track and deal with the whole situation. On a bigger issue?
Yes.
Did you tell Jim Davidson to off this morning?
No.
So he's lying?
I know. What, did I tell him to off?
I don't know. It's just come to me.
Of course not. I think I called him a twat.
Not good for the morale, is it?
No, but it was a heated moment. We were both in each other's faces. And I did say sorry afterwards.
What is a Pikey?
A Pikey? It's just a derogatory term about someone who's in a caravan.
What is the exact meaning?
I don't know, but I know they don't like it.
Well, I think before you challenge me.
I'm not challenging you, I'm asking you.
Well, understand the meaning of the word Pikey.
I know, it's a derogatory word for people who live in caravans. That's what it is.
Is it a bad thing to live in a caravan?
No, it isn't, but at the same time it's derogatory to call them a Pikey, and that's what I'm saying.
I was talking about them, not your friends.
It's the same thing.
What you should learn is in the context it was said in.
Mm-hmm.
And now you've challenged me.
I have not challenged you, Marco. I haven't.
Let me tell you something. Be very careful.
Marco, if you can't take it, then I won't come in and actually say anything, honestly.
Sit down.
I'm not going to apologise to actually ask.
Is this your kitchen or my kitchen?
It's your kitchen, but it's...
Excuse me. I will deal with you in my own time.
Deal with me in which way?
You'll see. Please go back to your kitchen.
Next time I won't bring it up. You can deal with the consequences.
Excuse me.
In my eyes, he's got an ego, and that he's obviously can't take someone making him, you know, look a bit stupid, which to be honest with you, I think he'd done by himself. I felt like I couldn't stay in the kitchen. My heart was beating, I was angry, and I went and I left to go to the back area to just calm down for 5 minutes. I calmed down, I came back, I thought, right, leave it at that. I'm sure everything will be all right now.
I'd already made my decision by the way he approached me, by the way he dealt with Jim in the morning, by the way he exited out of my office. I thought to myself, I can't have a person of this nature in my kitchen. Go back to your living quarters. You're not part of this team anymore.
Great, I'll leave then. All right, well, if you want me to leave, I don't mind. If you can't take criticism, constructive criticism.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice life.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so's arrogance.
What can I say? I can't say anything. Is that comment wasn't made to offend? Because I'm not there to offend people, and I think people can witness the way I've treated everybody over the last 4 or 5 days, that I treated them with respect. Had he approached me in a different way, not an aggressive way, when he wouldn't have tilted me off balance, and I'd taken on board and listened to his words for what they were. And had it offended him, I'd have apologised to him, because I'm that sort of person. The last thing I want is a war with anybody in my kitchen.
This is the way I think, and obviously, I'm not saying Marco is a racist person. I'm just saying that maybe he didn't understand what he was saying, but he, at the same time, didn't handle the situation that well.
Meanwhile, back in the kitchen, the remaining celebrities were confused and baffled.
I haven't seen Lee for ages. So what's going on?
Well, no, I don't think there's any trouble there. I just said, look, he's a young guy. He's very.
He got sent into the office. I haven't seen him since.
Right, we're a man down. Yep. We're a man down.
My man.
Yeah.
Who's got a man down?
Lee's gone.
He's gone. Ooh, what do you mean the man down? Man down on what? What's going on?
He's not gone for good, is he?
Well, we'll see. I don't think he has.
He has. No, he has. Tim just said has.
What happened? Lee's gone. All a bit odd. Feel sorry for old Lee. We had a bit of a skirmish this morning. I don't think it was anything I said, because I was on the receiving end of anything. I think he felt a little bad about reacting like that, but...
Well, now let's work the problem through. First of all, let's find out if he exactly is not coming back.
Is Lee coming back? Marco just kind of smiled. Didn't acknowledge it, didn't explain why, didn't reference it, and that was it. And we've just carried on as normal. Now I'm left with those, the three amigos plus me, which just adds more stress to my life. And I'm going to miss him. And I actually thought he was going to win. I thought he was just going to do really, really, really well.
Why's he gone?
He took offence to the word Mikey's picnic.
Yeah.
He took offence to that.
Well, let's get on. He was fine. I've just been over there afterwards. We've been doing jokes together and laughing, so there's something on his mind.
Yeah, there's obviously something.
Right.
I like Jim and everything, but I think a lot of Lee going is probably his fault.
I didn't hear any noise or any argument even.
What happened?
Well, he's saying it's not to do with the arguing. So I thought Marco had called him in, but Lee asked to see Marco.
Why would Lee get a bollocking?
Because he shouted and said very nasty things to Jim.
But did he see it? We have no idea what's gone on.
He's also upset that he called me a twat and told me to off. I mean, everyone does. What Marco told me that he was upset with a derogatory remark that Marco had made.
I'm kind of confused about that. It was a jokey comment about the customers last night, and he was actually sticking up for us. I can't see how anybody would be offended by a jovial comment like that unless it's just the PC world that we grow up in now.
Certain people, I think, believe that if you make a comment that offends minority people, it's not a bad thing. When a lot of, well, 3 of us believe that if you offend someone, regardless of religion, sexuality, race, anything is offensive. So, at least he was man enough to say to Marco, can I have a word with you?
Marco was in a way of defending himself. I hadn't said anything wrong. I don't think Marco would offend anybody, quite frankly. But then what do I know? I don't live in the complete politically correct world of the young.
So Lee has left Hell's Kitchen, and it won't be long before someone else follows him out of the door, although this time it'll be you that does the sacking, as you can sign another chef to the annals, that's annals, of history. And to help you make your mind up, here's a shameless display of desperate pleading and a rare chance to hear Paul Young's speaking voice.
Please, I'd like you to vote me in for at least a few days longer because I haven't learned all the things I want to learn. And I love cooking and I love the idea of a restaurant and I can learn so much from this. So please vote me in for a few more days.
Vote for someone who's really great, who is holding this kitchen together and everybody loves him. Please vote for Barry McGuigan. I want to go home.
Hi, I would like you, the general public, to keep me in here until I've learned the meat dish completely. I'm not quite got it, but give me a few more days and then you can turf me out. Vote for me.
If you guys at home enjoy me getting blisters, enjoy me crying over raspberries, and you feel you want to vote for me, please do, and thank you very much.
Please vote for me because I've only learned how to make fish and I want to be on the meat section and the cake section, and I love working 17 hours a day. So please vote for me.
What a week. It's been phenomenal. 6 days, 15 hours a day of solid cooking and extraordinary experience that I actually hope never to repeat. So all I would like to say is please, 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 and I really mean that, don't waste your vote on me.
I want to stay here because I want to learn more, and also I just don't know how to go back home to my husband and say all I know how to cook is a pudding and I still don't know how to cook a veal chop. So please vote for me.
In these 3 days, I've learnt a lot about myself. I've learnt that really there are people here that really, really want to win this, and I don't want to get into the way of people who really want to win. So you don't need to vote for me.
I'm loving my time in the kitchen and I don't want to go home yet, so please vote for me because there is so much more for me to learn, and I'm just loving it here and I'm going to make my mum and dad proud, so right or wrong, vote for me.
There ends the party political broadcast on behalf of the beleaguered chefs party. Vote for Adele and kill a langoustine. Well, the live sacking only seconds away, well, quite a lot of them to be honest. So get voting or your favourite could be hounded out of hell tonight. And join us after the break for more of this. Still to come, the customers go mad.
What the is that?
And has Annika lost the plot?
I'll walk into a room at home and have no idea why I've gone into that room. And what I'm looking for could be either the car keys or my sunglasses or my child.
The first sacking looms. Our 9 trainees are experiencing cold sweats, nausea and churning stomachs. In fact, it's virtually impossible to tell them apart from the diners. So despite the loss of 1 chef and the arrival of a record-high 100 diners, Hell's Kitchen opened as usual last night, and maitre d' Nick rallied his troops. Yes, Nick's going to try and muddle his way through 100 covers in one evening, something that hasn't been seen since Paul Young's last gig.
So we have a big one, 100 covers, hasn't been done before. Just do your normal service and we'll be fine.
People. Oh my God.
Feeling very worried about the 100 covers, and now that especially we've only got 4 in our team.
We like a challenge and I'd like to think we could feed 100 people.
Good luck, girl. Be
Good
brave.
luck. Okay.
Be brave, OK? Sorry.
I don't think it's really going to affect me. Well, it will affect me because Lee actually is the only boy that actually helps me with the desserts. So I'm probably up shit creek without a paddle.
Red team, 1 asparagus, 1 scallops, please. 1 pigeon straight in, 5 minutes, 4 minutes.
As service began, the orders flooded in, swamping the red kitchen.
We've chosen the red.
Tails, we got the girls.
The girls are
The red.
OK, no problem at all. Thank you.
3 scallops straight in.
Yes, Marco!
What they have to do is stay focused, push, want to work hard. It's just another day in Hell's Kitchen.
Meanwhile, for the Blues, there was barely a trickle of orders.
A lot of people turned up on the red side then. Seemed pretty busy. I thought maybe there's some thing we don't know about that's happened in London, and no one's going to turn up. So I'm going to have an easy night because I'm one man down.
Keep focused, yeah? We're going to get hit sooner or later, and it's going to come like a howitzer.
Tim, get your souffle hat on.
Where's your anchovies? Where's your anchovies? Where's your anchovies?
They're here.
Who cut these anchovies? They're appalling.
I did.
This is terrible. They're just mush, Matthew. I mean, this is appalling.
I'd done everything during the day. It was all set up. And I don't know whether it was that extra few seats that had been slipped into the equation. But from word go, everyone felt wrong-footed, and I more than anyone, I think. I know exactly what to do. I'm awful at chives and I'm awful at anchovies. I've tried for 3 days.
I think Annika needs more confidence in herself. Annika can so do it, and she had a brilliant service the night before, but then, you know, we upped the ante. We were cooking for over 100.
Marco just said, you people are supposed to be intelligent, you know what I mean? We said into degree, it's not hard.
I just sort of never caught up with myself, and then I kind of zoned out.
Adele, give me some hot water. I'll show you how to do it.
Put the anchovies in the fridge.
OK.
For now, yeah? Ridiculous.
Honestly, I was really, at one point, just sort of somewhere else, watching down on everyone and often thinking, oh, Anna's not there. That's my only panic today, is that I'm not voted out. Because then I will have to absolutely sit down with some sort of therapist and try and think how I'm going to get through even one more day.
Annika writes there, literally going to sleep with the fishes. In fact, if you were the table that ordered 2 soles last night and couldn't work out why it took 3 hours, there's your answer. Well, if you'd like to come and join us here at Hell's Kitchen and rub shoulders with the great, the good and Gary Bushell, why not enter our competition for your chance to win a table for 2, travel to London and overnight accommodation. To be in with a chance, just answer this question. Gazpacho is a kind of what? A, Swiss cheese, B, Spanish soup, or C, German sausage. If you think you've cracked it, call 09012 934 934. Calls cost £1 from BT landlines, mobile and other networks may be higher. Or text HELL plus A, B or C and your full name to 63337. Text costs £1 plus 1 standard network rate reply message. Entrance must be 18 or over and lines close at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Thank you. And so to last night, where there were more glamorous A-list celebrities in the restaurant than, well, tonight, frankly. As the restaurant filled up, the Blue Kitchen began to feel the heat.
1 asparagus, blue team, 2 ragu, 2 scallops.
And with his partner Lee gone, Paul was taking the brunt.
Have we put the 3 scallops in yet?
Only that we're about to.
OK, put 5 scallops in. Let's go 2 tables together.
It went absolutely ballistic about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and the proverbial hit the fan and it all went off.
3 scallops, 1 asparagus, 1 caviar, 1 consomme. 1 veal, 2 sole, 1 turbot, 1 salmon. On order, Blue Kitchen, 1 foie gras, 2 scallops, 1 ragu, 2 veal, 2 sole, samage. I want 1 ragu. Tim, I want 1 ragu. Tell Paul. Then I want 2 ragu.
At one point, it was absolutely reckless. I almost don't know what was going on.
Give me 3 scallops.
3 scallops. All right, chill out, Paul, chill out. Just, you know, walk, don't run. We're fine, we're on top of it. This is not cooked. That's hot.
In service, you live 10 minutes at a time. Just give me the strength to do the next 10 minutes.
We can't get hit for much more. We can't get hit for nothing here.
The amount of fish orders just went through the roof.
Paul, you're doing a great job, Paul.
We're hammered tonight, mate.
Have we? Jesus Christ.
Despite their hard work, front of house, the customers were less than satisfied.
Isn't veal supposed to be really nice and delicate and veal?
Yes.
Yeah. Look. It's like a big old pork chop. What's going on?
It's a veal chop.
Yeah, but I've got to say, it is so tough.
The lady on table 4 said that she found it very fatty and quite tough to toast.
It's a bit late when you've eaten it, tell her.
I never complain in restaurants. I mean, unless someone drops food on my head, I just think it's a bad idea to complain.
Coming now! 2 veal, 2 turbot,
2 veal
4
coming
salmon.
now.
Pom puree, pom puree.
On Fury.
Give me a potato.
Isn't this fun?
Yeah, I don't want to make a fuss, but in my souffle I found a blonde hair. I've had a fantastic one. I don't want to make a fuss, but...
No, it's not a question about making a fuss. It says that sometimes there is the pastry brush hair.
It's a bit longer than that, though.
Sure, that's not that.
Could have been the brush. Yeah, it could be the brush. I don't think it is. A bit longer than that, don't you think? There is.
Who do you think? Abigail's or...
Maybe, I'm not
Could be Abigail or...
Could be Rosie. Who knows?
Back in the red kitchen, Annika's bad night continued.
You haven't even got your oil in your pan.
Oh, please, Abby, you make me so nervous. I did it all last night. Fine. You make me so nervous, but I'm fine. I mean, I do know. I hope.
Annika was really, really struggling. And I'm worried that she's thinking I was being a bit bossy. Be careful, don't jump with them over there because they'll melt. Then anchovies.
I'm not going to. I keep them here.
Oh no, I was just.
Oh yeah. I know. I always keep them on a tray.
You're always so like defensive.
Well, no, because the thing is, I did about 70 last night. So when you say that, I think, oh God, what have I done? Sorry. No, you're lovely.
I'm only
trying. I know.
You make me feel like I'm being mean.
No. No, that's very sweet.
No, just because you say you don't know, because it's not written down. I was just trying to help you.
Oh no, I've done it now.
To remind you.
I'm the sole queen now.
Okay, cool.
Thank you. It's very kind. No, I'm really
I'm just
cool.
going to run and get another oil, okay?
Yeah, good girl. I'd like to know how I'd have dealt with it, say, 20 years ago. I don't know whether it's just because I'm just really forgetful now. You know, I have to be honest. I'll walk into a room at home and have no idea why I've gone into that room. And what I'm looking for could be either the car keys or my sunglasses or my child. I just don't know at any given point.
Annika Rice, who's having an experience on Hell's Kitchen that she won't forget until about tea time, probably. Now, remember, our chefs desperately need your votes to stay on the show, so here for the last time are those magic numbers. First, the boys in blue. Barry's on 0901 6161 001. For Brian, it's 002. For Jim, it's 003. Or for Paul, call 005. As for the Reds, Abby's on 0901 6161 006. Save Adele by dialing 007. It's 008 for Annika, 009 for Kelly, and 010 for Rosie. Lines close after this next break, and votes received after that time will not be counted but may still be charged. So keep calling and join us in a few minutes when I'll be shattering someone's dream. Coming up, the diners give their verdicts on the food.
I thought at first I'd been served testicles.
And your vote decides which chef goes. Welcome back to Hell's Kitchen, where our remaining chefs are bubbling over with anticipation and in a couple of cases going lumpy with fear, because tonight your votes mean it'll be time for one of them to fall on their palette knife and leave Hell's Kitchen for good. I can tell you the lines are now closed, so I will. The lines are now closed. So please don't call, as your vote won't be counted but may still be charged. The result then will be revealed in a few minutes. But first, let's wrap up last night. And at the end of service, as they awaited the diners' verdicts, the celebrities were on the edge of their seats, unlike the diners who, as usual, were sliding off their seats and under the tables.
Overall, 10 out, about 9 out of 10. Absolutely loved it.
It was crap.
The dessert was great, but yeah, starters and main course was a bit
pleasantly surprised.
Better than Gordon Blimey Ramsay's souffle.
And I wanted to have the caviar, and they took me out of it, and it was really good. So I had a little bit of hers, and I had the ragu, which was good, really good.
There was a stage when I'll be very honest, that I thought that we would not do it tonight. It was just colossal.
Nick's coming.
Right, should I tell you what I think, everyone? Do you want my prediction?
Yes, who do you think? Who do you think?
I'd like to see a draw. And I'd like to see you get 7. Because I think you all deserve 7. but I think the girls may win because of how the orders came in. But can I just say something, Paul? I think to be thrown in at the deep end.
Absolutely, he deserves one.
I think you did fantastic.
Thank you, bro. I'm pretty proud of myself because I kept a level head. And they've given me my medal here, but I don't think I could have done it if Tim and Marco hadn't stepped in. In fact, I definitely couldn't have done it.
You've been very kind, you've been very respectful, you've held back, and tonight you're thrown at the deep end. I hope you don't mind me coming over and doing one or two things with you.
Of course not, I needed it.
Okay then, Nicholas.
I want to know
Okay,
why.
here are some of the comments made by the diners of the Red Kitchen. Outstanding cooking from a high-pressure goldfish bowl.
Very nice line, very nice line.
Yeah. The starter, the caviar was fantastic, although very difficult to get wrong.
Well, they should go and make a blitty and some delicious fromage blanc.
Don't shoot the messenger. Main course, beautifully presented sole, but unfortunately overcooked. It didn't come off the bone as succulently as I expected.
Well, can I just say something, Nicholas? If it doesn't come off the bone, it's not overcooked.
I know.
It's undercooked.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Blue Kitchen, here are some of your comments. Starter, the asparagus was fresh and well cooked, just not as exciting as I would have hoped. The pigeon was interesting, tasty, but somewhat lacking in regard to presentation. Pigeon.
They don't understand simplicity, do they?
I thought at first I'd been served testicles.
What was this in
relation to
What a lot of bollocks, Eddie.
Brian.
Yes.
The fire team was absolutely amazing. Light, delicious.
We've got too many friends coming.
And beautiful presentation.
Well, I did try.
So the average for the girls' kitchen is 6 out of 10.
Well done, girls. Did you?
That's not fair.
And the average
8
for the boys is 7.
Yes!
Even though we were a man down, we were 1 point up. See that, girls? 1 point up.
The one pleasure I really get out of Hell's Kitchen is working with you lot. And I really mean that, and I say that with sincerity. A kitchen is a very tough place, as you're discovering and finding out. But all I can say is I employed people, and a lot of them. And after 5 days, a lot of those people never showed commitment like yourselves. A lot of those people never gave their heart or the loyalty like yourselves.
Well, thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Yes, they've given it their all, heart, commitment, loyalty. Let's go and sack one. Because the results are in, and it's now time to find out which of the chefs will be escorted from the premises. So, good evening, celebrities. Now, the public has been voting to save their favourite celebrity, and the one with the lowest number of votes must leave Hell's Kitchen tonight. So, 1 has to go, while 8 will be staying to fight another day. And the first person who is safe and returning to Hell's Kitchen tonight is Abigail. Well done, Abby. If you'd like to go back into the kitchen, continue your good work. So congratulations to Abby. Now the second person saved by the viewing public, I can tell you, is Jim. Well done, Jim. Captain Jim, return to your post. Popular choice, as you can hear. The third person then, returning to the kitchen this evening. It's Annika. No! Back into the kitchen you go. He's so annoyed. So 3 are safe, and the 4th to be saved by the public vote. It's the man with the burnt hand. It's Barry. Yeah! another popular choice. So well done to Barry. The fifth person staying in the kitchen. It's Kelly. Well done, Kelly. Back in there, carry on your work. So just 4 left, only 3 of whom are safe. And the 6th person staying in Hell's Kitchen tonight is Paul. Well done, Paul. Back you go. So, and then there were 3. The 7th person to be saved by the public is Brian.
Thank you so much.
Well done, Brian. Brian can go back into the kitchen, which obviously means that it will be either Adele or Rosie who will be leaving tonight. I can disclose that the viewing public have decided the person to be sacked and leaving Hell's Kitchen for good it's Rosie. Well done, Rosie. We'd like to say your goodbyes to all your team members and then come have a word with us at the bar.
When you get that. I love you.
When I get there.
Don't we need that? It's all right, there. It's not. I will. Can't do it. Hey, go away. You got my number. What?
Come, Rosie, commiserations. Hard luck, sit down.
It's fine.
Have a glass of champagne, take the weight off your feet. Are you in any way relieved?
Well, listen though, it's been fantastically good fun.
However?
It's been really hard work.
I mean, do you think you could have stayed the course and...
Well, I'd like to have learned to cook a pig's trotter.
Yes.
I'm sad about that.
We all would
I'm
have loved
sad
to
I
have seen
didn't
that.
move off pudding.
Well, let's have a look at the highlights of your time in the Hell's Kitchen. Have a look over here.
I like Rosie very much. I can see us going to have a lot of fun together, you and I. You're quite a tough old bird, so I think you'll be all right.
Hey, girls, go. You've got to cook like stars.
You're a great bird, you know that.
He's got a fantastically attractive and delightful twinkle in his eye.
You did fantastic this morning. We're here just to have a good time. Tonight, Rosie, I felt like a bingo caller.
Legs 11.
Oh, I love Legs 11.
You just remember what your old past said.
That's disgusting. Oh, shit.
Lucky glass.
No, I don't. It's been a brilliant experience. Quite brilliant, actually.
Happy memories.
Absolutely.
And so what was Marco like? How did you find him?
He's a great team leader. He's a
Right.
great cook and he's very inspirational and he lets you get
All
on
the girls
with it.
love him.
He was terrific. The boys love him too.
Yes, that's true.
That's absolutely
Yes.
true, as you'll see.
And what did you learn in there? Did you learn anything?
I learned to make puddings. I learned to be adventurous with food.
Right.
I learned to respect food and that you can do whatever you set your mind to do. You know, if you
So
concentrate.
you feel as if you've gained quite a lot.
Oh, huge amount.
Right.
Huge amount.
Now, was it
and I
slightly
made a whole load
strange?
of new friends.
Right. Who did you bond with particularly?
Well, with Kelly and with Anna, actually with everybody.
There wasn't anyone you fell out with?
Nope, not at all.
You're too popular. That's your
No,
problem.
I got kicked
So what about
out, I
the
guess.
teams? I mean, dividing it into sort of girls and boys, was that odd or...?
We all thought it was very nice. Well, the girls all thought it was very nice.
Right.
I have to say I never asked the boys.
But
the
you,
girls
like-
all thought it was great.
Yeah, it didn't put extra pressure on you to
No.
beat the boys.
No, and in fact we were pretty level. as you saw. The votes came in about the same every night.
And how does it compare with running a newspaper? Harder or?
It's the same in that you work hard late at night. That, you hit hours and it's tough. I mean, the really big difference.
By smelly animals.
Well, you could say that. I don't think so. I mean, the really big difference, obviously, is that with a restaurant, you want to have the same. You want the slice of lemon tart to be the same day after day. But with a newspaper, you need a lot of different stories. So I'd say a newspaper keeps you endlessly more.
Now, what was your take on the Lee situation?
Well, very little, because we didn't see it on the telly. In 1 minute he was there, and the next minute he wasn't. And it didn't seem to me that Marco was being racist to anybody or making any upsetting remarks. I mean, different times of different lives and eras have comments that they think are out of line, and I thought it was fine. And I hope he's okay. He was a nice boy.
Good answer. Well done, and commiserations. I'm sorry that you're out so early.
Fine.
But well done.
Hey,
Thank you for joining us.
reality TV show.
Sadly, Rosie is gone. That's it for now. Join us again tomorrow at the dangerously later time of 9:45 on ITV1. But from us now, it's good night. It's a travesty.
For show news, information, profiles and much more, text HELL to 83339. Text costs 2 standard messages. Holly and Fern are at it again next. Will they find a special lady for a special man? Over on ITV3, it's PD James, death of an expert witness. And on ITV4 next, the road to the Rugby World Cup focuses on the Australian and New Zealand teams.